All right, so it's May 25th, and I'm taking a minute. I just realized it's May 25th, and I'm taking a few moments to take a break. I'm about halfway through this 26.4 mile hike, and so the other day I hitchhiked from Walmart in Marion, Virginia, up to the Mount Rogers Visitor Center, and it was the first person I asked. I walked up to this gentleman, and I said, do you know any way I could catch a ride? It's about almost 10 o'clock at night. I said, do you know any way I could catch a ride up to Mount Rogers? And he said, give me 10 minutes. He had to run in the store, and him and his wife and granddaughter would drive me up there. And so kind. And his name was Ron. And I really appreciate the magic of people and the love from people. And Ron came out about 10 minutes later and introduced me to his wife and his granddaughter, and they have custody of their granddaughter because their daughter has a substance abuse issue. And if you don't know, I've been a person in long-term recovery, and I spend a lot of time in self-reflection and in trying to help people in the recovery setting, and I've had a tough year, but nonetheless, Ron told me that he had a substance abuse problem at one point, and it's like the universe put me right in the right spot with the right people, and he spent some time in prison, and still kind enough to give me a ride, and they're taking care of their granddaughter, and I'm praying for their daughter, who's been struggling for a little while, and no coincidence, my son is in treatment and in Denver now, and heard from him today, and so thankful and grateful he's got another opportunity to kind of catch a glimpse of, what I caught a glimpse of. And so May 25th, 6 years ago, I had this major shift of consciousness in May of 2015, and I sobered up, and but I, like many people, I relapsed. And I'm the type of guy that rides it till I'm stopped. I wasn't able to stop. It doesn't matter how self-aware I was, or how conscious I was, or how spiritual I thought I was. And I was arrested again on May 15th and bonded out, and I still couldn't quit. So May 25th of 2018, I drove myself to the VA hospital, really, really impaired and unconscious, basically. And when I arrived, and these aren't tears of sadness or self-pity, they are so grateful. And I was unconscious, and I was awakened by a catheter to get a toxology on me, and Narcan, and it started a journey for me to separate myself from the problem, and I don't, I've lost a couple guys in the past year who were really close. I was working with recovery, and it doesn't matter how much I try to help people. It's to see the things that I see, and to be gifted and graced with, to be out here on the trail 6 years later, man, and So 6 years ago today, I had charges pending, and I'm in an ER, unconscious, and I went to detox there, and off to a treatment center, and I did considerable amount of time in treatment, and both inpatient and then outpatient. I did 60 days inpatient, 90 days intensive outpatient, and then the rest of the year outpatient, and it saved my life again. And I've thrown myself into, trying to help others. And I don't talk about my recovery on here very much because I never wanted it to be a recovery channel, because everybody has a story. Everybody is suffering from something, and I don't want to just pigeonhole myself to be of service to people in the recovery setting. I 100%, believe that you could be happy or content in any situation regardless of the circumstances. And I have to say this, I've been to one recovery meeting since I've been on trail in the last couple of months, and that's okay. That's not what keeps me sober. Never has. To me, a recovery setting is an opportunity to be of service to other people. My solution is much deeper, and it's a spiritual one. It's a selfless one, and it's one filled with altruism. But I want to say this. My substance abuse had absolutely nothing to do with substances, and I thought I was surrendering, admitting that I had a problem and surrendering, but the definition of surrender is to abandon yourself entirely. Entirely. It's not abandoning the drugs entirely, and abstinence has nothing to do with recovery, in my opinion, and it's so much deeper than that, and it's learning how to be comfortable in the uncomfortable, and the trail is out here just reinforcing that for me, and that life isn't a ball of happiness, right? Happiness is an emotion, and it's fleeting, and it comes and goes. It's just like sadness or anger, and contentment is fine. Being content in any situation, that's the solution. And in our recovery book, it says, above everything, we must be rid of selfishness. We must, or it kills us. And it says we can't wish ourselves away. So, it is faith in action, and whatever your spiritual beliefs are, it is having faith that you're always in the right place, and the universe provides, but more than that, it's action. You can't solve a self problem by being selfish. You serve others, and you serve others, and you serve others, and it happens to you. At least that's my experience, and I feel a little negligent, to be honest with you, that I haven't discussed my recovery on here as much as I probably should, because I'm uniquely qualified, because I understand what that type of suffering, brings, and I understand how I've been relieved of that suffering. And I'm out here on trail, and the trail is a microcosm of society, and I'm in Virginia, and marijuana is legal, and I get asked daily, 5-6 times a day, if I want to smoke, or if I want to do something else, and I'm strong enough today to say no, and even though nobody's around and nobody knows, and I'm strong enough to be my own person today, and to not follow the crowd. I took a left a long time ago, but I only have that strength because I've been graced with it, right? I've been relieved of it. I've been on this journey of unlearning the things that have conditioned me to be the way I was, to feel like I had to do what everybody else was doing, and to fit in, and It's been six years ago. I was unconscious in an emergency room, clinging to life, and today I'm living. And I'm not that special, man. This is available to everybody. You know, I'm not unique. I'm not special. I'm not, you know, I'm not the only one who's blessed or capable of achieving this. Every single person has this within them, and every single person has the opportunity to come out here on trail or to live with contentment and be okay in any circumstance. And I'm gonna take some time to sit here and be grateful. I still got a long hike, and I'm absolutely by myself, and I needed to be today, and I didn't even know it. I didn't, you know, I celebrate every day. I don't celebrate anniversaries, you know, because it's not about abstinence for me. It's not about, you know, being pure or you know, it's about, we all fall short, man. We all fall short in so many ways, and whether you pick up a drink or drug, I fall short every day, and a sin is a sin, or, you know, we're all fallible, and I'm not a spiritual being every single day. I'm not, you know, I have desires, I have weaknesses, I have, you know, ego, and what makes me any better just because I didn't pick up a substance today. But I guess what I'm trying to say is you don't need, you have everything you need. This channel was started to be of service to people, not to be a shenanigan goofball that I am, but it's to show people, it's to be a light and not a megaphone. And maybe I need to be a little more intentional in talking about recovery, or talking about how I overcome hardships in my life. And but I do that two ways: through self-reflection and meditation and prayer, which is all one, spiritual, and more importantly by action, by serving others. And there's a line in our recovery book, and it says, our very lives as ex-problem drinkers or addicts depends on our constant thought of others and how we can meet their needs. So think about that statement: our very lives as ex-addicts or drinkers or alcoholics. It has nothing to do with the substance. My life depends on my constant thought of others and how I may meet their needs. And I find that just happens automatically. I'm constantly thinking of my son, or I'm constantly thinking of my daughter, or I'm constantly thinking of my grandkids and how I can be of service to them. I'm constantly thinking of people on the trail. I'm constantly thinking to YouTube subscribers or other people in recovery, or Ron and his daughter, and that just happens by itself. When you serve others, there is no greater feeling in the world. And I know I have so much more to give, and maybe I need to start giving a little more on here. And you know, but I want to give to it. The problem is not a substance abuse problem. It is a me problem. And we all have that same problem. And maybe it's not substances. Maybe it's, you know, some other ailment that makes us suffer. But, you know, if the solution is the same regardless, it is prayer and meditation, and it is service to others. And then just allow it to happen. So I'm grateful today that I'm out here on trail, and that I had a moment of clarity again, and that I realized what the date was. And the date means nothing to me. Zero. Because I could fall short tomorrow again. I could fall short the next day. And I probably will. But so long as I continue to do the simple things in life, it's addition by subtraction. It is letting go. It is giving myself entirely to someone else. It is surrender. Abandon yourself entirely, not the substances. Abandon your ideas, your beliefs, your ideology, and allow yourself to be filled with the truth. All knowledge is taught to you, but true knowing is what you are. Grateful to be out here today, grateful to be aware and conscious, and grateful to be hiking and living.